Hello everyone, hope you are doing well and by now you have learned the use of preposition. So, do you use the correct preposition? Let's check. What's on at the cinema or at the theater this week? So, do remember that we should always use the preposition at with the cinema, the theater, a party, university, like I am at the university or I am at a party, this kind of. Okay. Next one, I have never read anything by Kafka. So, Kafka is a writer, and I'm talking about a book written by Kafka. So, we shouldn't say like this that I have never read anything of Tagore or of Kafka, of Shakespeare. We should always use by. I have never read anything by Kafka, by Shakespeare like this. Okay. If you are referring to the composer of a song, then you should say in this way that a concert by Mozart or a song by Mozart, a film by the director's name. Okay, so we are not supposed to say that a film of this director, rather, we should say a film by this director. Okay, next example, let's go by boat. So, whenever we are talking about some vehicles, then we should use this preposition by if it is accompanied with the verb go. So, let's go by boat or go by bus, by car, by bike, by train, anything. Okay, by plane, by air, by land, by sea. But if we want to say that we are reaching that place by taking a walk to that place, that means we are using our feet. So we should say that let's go there on foot. Okay, it should not be by foot, on foot. Let's go there on foot. Now, if you want to express that you are sitting inside a car or on a bus, then do remember that you are supposed to use these prepositions in the car, on a bus. So, you are in the car and you are on a bus, right? So, do remember these distinctions. Next example, try to see it from my point of view. Acha. Whenever you are using this phrase, point of view, it should be accompanied with the preposition from. Okay, from my point of view. You will never use according to my point of view or after his point of view. Okay, so it is always from. Try to see it from my point of view or from his point of view, like this. Next, in my opinion, he should have finished the task earlier. So, in this expression, in my opinion, here, whenever we will use these kinds of this particular kind of phrase, then we have to use the preposition in. Okay, it is never after my opinion or according to my opinion. Okay, it is always in my opinion. He should have finished the task earlier. Okay, next example. In the end, I got a visa for England. Okay, so and look at the next example also. I think the climax of the movie is a bit boring at the end. So, is there any difference between these two? In the end, at the end? Certainly there is. So, in the end denotes finally or after a long time. in the end, I got a visa for England. So finally, I got a visa for England, right? And when you are expressing at the end, it denotes uh, at the point where something stops or something ends, right? So I think the climax of the movie is a bit boring at the end. So when the movie is like ending, that particular point is being denoted through this expression at the end. Okay, next example. Kindly fill in the form in ink. Okay, so we are supposed to use this particular preposition whenever we will refer to pen, pencil, ink sort of thing. That kindly fill in the form in ink. It will never be with ink or with pen or with pencil. It should be in ink, in pen, in pencil. Next, who is the man in the funny raincoat? So here the preposition in is used with the raincoat. So whenever we will talk about some dress, then we should use in, like in a suit, in raincoat, in a shirt, in a skirt, in a hat, like this. Okay, so who is the man in the funny raincoat? Right? Is there anything interesting on TV tonight? So, so with TV, radio, and phone, we should always use on. Okay. So, is there anything interesting on TV tonight? It should never be in TV. Okay. And it was Rosie on the phone. So, again, do remember that we have to use on with the word the phone. Okay, next example, there is a mistake on page 120. Okay, notice this one very carefully because I hope most of you know that we always say mm, open at page 50, like this, that whenever we are talking about opening certain page of a book, then we instruct people in this way, that open at so and so page. But if I am pointing out a particular thing on a particular page, then it should be on, not at, right? So there is a mistake on page 120. Next, the difference between on time and in time. So my boss wants the meeting to start on time. On time denotes at the scheduled time, the planned time, neither late nor early. Okay, exactly on exactly at the planned time. So my boss wants the meeting to start on time. And next one, he would have died if they hadn't taken him to the hospital in time. Here, after reading the sentence, I hope you have already understood the meaning. Still, uh, it denotes with enough time to spare before the last moment. Okay, so you are reaching somewhere, reaching the hospital in time means uh, much before the last moment. Okay? He would have died if they hadn't taken him to the hospital in time. So this is the difference. On time denotes the exact time. In time means well within the stipulated time or within the expected time. Much before that, the end of that expected time. Next, nobody knows the reason for the accident. Acha, here, we often make this mistake, right? We often say that nobody knows the reason of this, reason of that. Okay, So it is always for. You should always use for with reason. अच्छा, you were not very nice to me last night. अच्छा, here again, we are not supposed to use with the word nice. So we will never say you were not very nice with me last night. We will say you were not very nice to me last night. Next example, I shall read out the three lines altogether. See, her marriage to Sham is a dream come true. She is married to John. She married John. So, what are the differences? Look at this. Her marriage to Sham. So, we will never use with. So, marriage to somebody. Okay. So, her marriage to Sham is a dream come true. Now, she is married to John. Again, we will never say she is married with John. Okay? She is married to John. And when we are saying or using the noun form marriage, then also we will use the preposition to. But the last sentence, she married John. Here we haven't used any preposition. So when we are using the active voice and using the verb marry, then we will not use any preposition. She married John. Simple sentence. Okay. So do remember this difference, and I hope you have learned the use of these prepositions correctly. Please take notes from here and do remember these distinctions, and stay tuned for the next video, as in the next video I shall cover the expressions where we are not supposed to use any preposition. So keep watching this channel for such information, and thank you all for watching. If you find this video useful, then please like, share and subscribe. Keep watching, keep learning. All the best.